Hello, I'm Peter, and welcome to my Tekken 7 Season 3 trailer breakdown. Last time we went over my reactions and my quick thoughts about it, and this time we are going to analyze it, look at the quick little snippets that we had, and really fucking just tear it apart to basically look at all the ins and outs. Now, I will be breaking this down into two parts. So this time we're going to look at the moves that are covered in the big wide screens. So I'm not going to go over the 25 little tiny images that went across. I'll be doing that in the second video. Well, without further ado, let's get it. So before I begin the actual breakdowns, I want to give a 2 thumbs up to Bandai Namco for basically starting their trailer off with the players and the Tekken World Tour that they were supporting throughout the whole year. And I really enjoyed watching that, and it warms my heart to know that they support the players as much as we support them. So I really like this community building that they're trying to do. So good job, Bandai Namco. Good job. Alright, so first up is Feng, and he gets an extension out of his down forward 4. So now instead of just this, he gets 2 additional hits on it. And I think this is fantastic, because before down forward 4 wasn't really used very often, maybe as a sort of kind of keep out tool or just a little poke at the opponent. But now, because down forward 4 has an extension, you can play some kind of mind games with it. But better yet, I think it's probably going to be used for combo potential, different combo routes, and maybe even as his default wall ender, because if you look, it actually pops the opponent up pretty high at the last hit. So maybe that's another possibility that it's used for. And the other thing that I'd like to note about it is if we look at the very beginning, when down forward 4 hits, it hits pretty fucking low. And by fucking low, I mean it hits like grounded opponents. Does this make any sense to anybody? Like, if you know the answer to this, please comment below and let me know and just blow my mind away. But I even tested this out in our current version because I was like, wait, does down forward 4 pick up that low? And the answer was no. No, it doesn't. So if you know, let me know. But anyways, back to the down forward 4 as, combo potential and whatnot. I think it's rather interesting also that because down forward 4 is a 15 frame move, if these 3 hits are a natural combo, then that means that Feng now might have a new 15 frame Punisher, because I know he has up forward 4, which is his hop kick, but it's notoriously stubby and short. So sometimes when you block something and you want to block punish it, you're not in range and the up forward 4 will whiff. But down forward 4 has a little bit more range than up forward 4. So if it does natural combo, then that's fantastic. I think that's actually a great addition to Feng. But whatever the case, like, you know, you can play some mind games now with down forward 4, right? You can down forward 4, not finish it, and then down forward 4, finish the string. So I think this is a fantastic and new addition to Feng. Okay, up next is Mr. Lee Chaolong, and he has an extension out of forward 4. From what I can tell, it looks to be forward 4-1. I'm just going to call it that, forward 4-1. Previously, all we had out of his forward 4 was just forward 4-3. Or he also had forward 4-3-4, which goes into Hitman stance. But that's kind of it for 4-4. And right now in the video that they're showing us, it's connecting on an airborne opponent. Like Huang just got hit up into the air and gets... Oh, by the way, this move is also a screw. So another combo route or combo potential. But what we don't know about this is if forward 4-1 is actually going to be a natural combo or not. If it is a natural combo, then that means that this is an 11 frame punish, because forward 4 is 11 frames on startup. So if it is an 11 frame punish, oh man, this could make Lee really good. I know he has Acid Rain as a 10 frame punish, but that move doesn't has nearly as much range as forward 4, but forward 4-1 is going to be so much easier to do than Acid Rain. So if you're trying to punish something at 11. I think also that this move is pretty interesting in that it looks to be a high, so 4-4-1, so you can't just kind of spam it out. So you really have to be selective about how you use it. So most likely either if it does natural combo, use it as a punisher, or if it doesn't natural combo, then use it as a screw attack to extend your combos. So following Lee, we have Lei, the man with 900 moves. And what better way to make a man with 900 moves better? Give him one more and make it 901. Lei gets a new extension after Drunken 3, and from the looks of it, I think it's Drunken 3-1, or maybe Drunken 3-1+2. I'm just gonna call it Drunken 3-1. But originally after Drunken 3, he just has Drunken 3-2, and this is a low mid, but it's not very scary because the low is kind of a chip low, and the 2 doesn't even natural combo, so you can just stand guard it. Now I think originally when they made the Drunken stance, it was meant to be kind of a 50-50, but honestly you just want to stand block Lei the whole time when he's in Drunken, because if you duck at any point, Drunken 4 is going to launch you. So it's really not worth your time to try to low block or try to low parry the Drunken 3, because you might just get launched by Drunken 4. But if Drunken 3-1 now, this new move, is a natural combo, and we can see that in the video they give us that it launches. If Drunken 3-1 is a natural combo, oh boy. Drunken stance is now going to be pretty scary, because now you're going to have to actually think, do I want to low parry this Drunken 3 or eat the Drunken 4, which will launch me? Or do I stand guard for the Drunken 4 and then get launched by the Drunken 3-1? So hopefully this is not natural combo, because I don't want to deal with more Lei shenanigans. Up next we have Geese. He gets a new move entirely. It's this air slash attack that he slices down. And we can see that he cancels into max mode for this move. So I don't know if when not in max mode that this move will launch, but for sure we know that while in max mode, this new air slash attack will launch and give Geese a combo for it. It does look a little bit like his forward 1+2, but with just the opposite hand, because forward 1+2 is his left hand, and then this new move is with his right hand. And I don't play very much KOF. Actually, I haven't played any KOF, so I don't know if this move is being imported from a previous game and into Tekken, or if Tekken's just creating this from scratch. But a nice new addition to Geese. Not that he really needed it. Question mark? And following Geese, we have Miguel. And Miguel is getting a new hatchet kick. Or maybe an old move changed into hatchet kick. I'll explain it in a sec. But whatever the case, this new move, I'm not sure if it's going to be on normal hit or if it's going to be on counter hit, that it provides this animation, which is this, it's this weird stumbling animation, I'm assuming, after the attack. I don't know if it's regular or counter. Whatever the case, it's going to be something that looks very similar to Miguel's Sav down back 3, but with the right foot, because Savage down back 3 is obviously with his left foot because it's the 3 input, and this kick is with his right foot, so it has to be a 4 input. And we have no idea also if it's going to be out of his Savage stance or if it's just coming out from him standing, because they start the video midway through. But if it is a Savage from Savage stance, then it could be Savage down forward 4, because he doesn't have any inputs for Savage down forward 4. And why I say it could be an old move changed is because if we watch Miguel do his down 4, the startup of down 4 and this new move that they show, look kind of similar. So that's why I'm suspecting, and this is just purely me guessing here, it could be that his down 4 is changed to this. And if that's the case, oh boy, that's really fucking scary. So we'll have to wait and see for that one. Armor King, he gets a new move entirely. Looks very similar to King's full crouch down forward 1, his leg breaker, except in this case, Armor King is using his right arm. So maybe, you know, that's actually a really good question now. What is the input for this? Because Armor King already has a full crouch down forward 2. And if you already have full crouch down forward 2, which has its uses, and Armor King already also has a full crouch 2, what do you make this input? So Armor King's full crouch 2 is like his dick jab, and Armor King also has a full crouch 1, which is a left-handed dick jab. Like, do you need 2 hands to dick jab people? Like, I don't think so. So maybe just change his full crouch 2 to this new move. Another option, I guess, is they make full crouch down back 2. That's also an option, but I think they should just get rid of one of his dick jabs, because he has 2 dick jabs and you don't need 2 hands to dick jab people. So make his full crouch down 2 or full crouch 2 into this new move, and I think it's a fantastic addition to Armor King. And maybe he gets a follow-up attack afterwards, because it does look like in the video that they show that King does get hit up into the air, and maybe allows for Armor King to do a stomp or something to get a additional hit. Alisa, so she's getting a new move or a new extension to a string. Jeez, I have really no idea what to make of this, because the clip is so short. It's really hard to make out if it's from a string or if it's a single move. But whatever the case, she gets this new flip kick, which knocks the opponent up pretty high. So maybe new combo extender potential, or just a high wall splat in general. It's because her wings are out, it's either coming out of her boot stance, which is forward 3+4, or it's coming out of one of her strings, because she does have strings where she opens up her wings. For instance, 2-3-3 or 2-3-4, right? So in this case, it could go either way. It's really hard because it's so short. Harada, give us more footage. I can't make out what's going on in this. Up next, Law. So Law gets a mid hatchet kick looking attack that screws and provides new combo potential. And this is probably just a new combo extension, or allows Law to go into different combo routes. And the interesting thing I want to point out to this, because there's not a whole lot to see here, aside the fact that it does screw and, you know, allows for new potential for combos. What input could this possibly be? Because we don't see this coming out necessarily out of anything, because it's midway through when they're playing this. So it could be out of DSS, right? It could be out of DFS, the Dragon Fake stance. Could be even part of a string, or it may be just an input, right? Actually, come to think of it, it's probably not a simple input, because forward 3, down forward 3, down 3, down back 3, and then back 3. All of the directions for 3 for Law are already taken, so it's probably not some simple input. Maybe it's like a quarter circle back input or something. I don't know. Leo is question mark getting a new move. This looks very similar to something that he already has, which is BOK2. But this move, maybe it looks like his hand isn't raised as high as when he does BOK2, and he is coming out of BOK. If we look here, he's doing that like really low lean down stance. So I'm not sure if this is BOK2 and it's changed in some way. Because I do know that BOK2 on low wall slump does flip the opponent over, similar to how in this footage that we're seeing that this move is flipping the opponent who is also low wall slump, flipping them over. So I don't know if this is another attack that is similar to BOK, and even if it is, what would your input be for this? Because BOK2 is already taken, so maybe BOK down forward 2, but probably another or better option at the wall for Leo, because they're clearly showing this at the wall. Josie, she is getting a new move. I thought initially, from just watching this, I thought it was going to be a new move, but then I thought, oh, this looks really similar to her while standing 3. But then I looked a little closer, and then I realized it's not a new move, and it's also not while standing 3. What it is the second hit of up forward 3+4. And what they're changing about this is that up forward 3+4, if it's just done raw, up forward 3+4 when you're near the wall, it doesn't wall splat. What it does is it does this weird thing where it just flips your opponent over before they hit the wall. If you do up forward 3+4 out of a combo, so if the opponent's already launched and in the air, if you do up forward 3+4, then it will wall splat. But what it looks like they're changing about this is that Josie's up forward 3+4, when done raw on an opponent who's just standing on the ground, it's going to wall splat. This is going to be a game changer because it makes her wall, it's going to give her another tool to potentially just wall splat you, because it's of one of her many moves at the wall that's kind of going to be scary now. Now we have Asuka, the character we love, right? Anyways, she is getting a new screw attack, and from the looks of it, it will give new combo routes and combo potentials, maybe replace her, standard screw attack, which is 2-1, 1+2. I don't know, but when watching this, I felt like I've seen this move somewhere, and then it dawned on me. It looks really similar to her up back 2, which a lot of characters, by the way, have up back 2, but it looks really similar to her up back 2, which is a high. Now, this, I think, is the only logical explanation for what the input could possibly be, because her forward 2, her down forward 2, her down 2, her down back 2, and her back 2 are all taken. They're already moves that she has, and they're all, useful moves to use. So I think up back 2 is the only candidate here for it, but because it hits high and is not the fastest screw attack, I don't know how this is going to play into her combos necessarily. Maybe her combos get revamped completely and changed overall, but an interesting addition to her, I guess. Noctis. So truthfully, this one, I don't know what I'm watching here or what I'm seeing, because this looks exactly like his forward 1+4. His forward 1+4 already wall splats. So maybe this move that they're showing us is forward 1+4 and it's faster. I can't really tell. And it doesn't show that it has armor or anything. So if anybody knows, comment below, because I have no idea, but whatever the case, fuck Noctis. Yoshimitsu. Yoshi gets a new screw attack. The angle here is really weird that they're showing us, but based on how you see Brian's been hit and his legs are spinning, you can see that this is a new screw attack. We don't know if this is going to be a special input that Yoshi's gonna have for this, or if it's coming out of one of his stances. If it's coming out of one of his stances, it's most likely going to be Kincho stance, which is his 1+2 stance. But then if you're gonna have, Yoshi already has a screw out of Kincho, which is his Kincho 4, which already screws the opponent, so it's kind of weird that they would even put that another screw attack in Kencho, unless maybe this attack here leaves the opponent closer on hit, because Kencho 4 does screw the opponent but knocks the opponent pretty far away, so you have to kind of chase them. But yeah, whatever the case, Yoshi has a new screw attack. Julia, she looks to have gotten a new sweep attack. I'm not sure, or they're changing the direction in which bow and arrow is hitting, because currently bow and arrow hit, it goes clockwise, but this attack is going counterclockwise. So unless they're changing the direction in which bow and arrow is coming from, and they're buffing it, I'm gonna say that this is a new attack, and it's coming out of full crouch, and it is a counter hit launcher. So I'm really hoping that this is not a buff to bow and arrow, because a buff to bow and arrow is just make it bust ass broken, and if they do make this a counter hit launcher, they better fucking make this a stagger low, because bow and arrow is unseeable, so you're just like blindly guessing, and if you get counter hit with this and launched, like you're just gonna lose like half your health and get carried across the stage. Next up we have Eliza. She gets a new kick. It gives a high wall splat. I don't know if it's coming out of a string or if it's just a new move, because the clip's too short, and also I don't care about Eliza. Next, Xiaoyu. Oh boy, another character that I don't really care too much about, but she is getting a new move, or potentially a change to one of her moves. If this is not a new move, then it's a revamp of one of two options. I think this is either a buff to back 4, or this is a change to forward 4, because forward 4 goes clockwise, and this attack is coming from counterclockwise. So if this is back 4, then this is super scary, because any of these moves that you see that causes the opponent to twirl and spin is at least like plus 12 on hit. So I would even venture to say like plus 14 on hit. And back 4 is 13 frames in startup. So a 13 frame move on startup that gives you plus like 12 to 14 frames is super scary on hit. And my logic on why this is potentially back 4 being buffed is that back 4-4 causes this exact same screw, or this exact same spin. So changing back 4 to have this spin instead of a 2-hit is quite possible, quite possibly what they're giving her. And like I said, this is scary if it's back 4 and it's back 4 is still 13 frames. Just think about 13 frame move that gives plus 14. Oh jeez, does she really need that? Bears are, geez, what is up with these characters? So bears are getting a buff to their 1+2 from what I can see in here. And what this changes is it knocks the opponent into face down, feet away position. On regular hit? On counter hit? I have no idea. I'm just gonna assume that this is on a regular hit. And this could be a very big change to bears, because previously 1+2 it was just a regular hit, but now if it knocks down, it allows bears to transition into hunting bear, and maybe from hunting bear, if you're fast enough, you can also do hunting bear 1+2, which will then do the hunting bear launcher, where he like raises, where they raise both arms and then throw the opponent backwards and swap sides, and allows for a combo. The reason why I do think that this might be a viable option is that 1+2 for bears is 17 frames on startup, and 17 frame move is technically in the launcher range, or should be a launcher, I guess. So maybe the bears get a new launcher out of this. And last but not least, we have Negan. Right, so he gets a new low. And this is much well deserved for Negan because he needs a low that has range, is not super linear, and does not force him into intimidation. However, because of the clip, we're not sure if this comes out of intimidation, but if it does come out of intimidation, it's probably not bad, because currently out of intimidation, he doesn't have any low attacks out of intimidation, so you can just stand block him and tech the throw when you see it. So there's never really any reason to kind of duck Negan. You just basically, hold back and stand guard Negan. So if he gets a low out of intimidation from this, if this is coming out of intimidation, that wouldn't be the worst. And if it doesn't come out of intimidation and it doesn't force him into intimidation, from what I can see, I think that would be a pretty fantastic change for him. And also, hopefully this is not put into some sort of a string, because that would just, I think, make it a bit worse. So fingers crossed. I'm rooting for you, Negan fans. I hope you guys get something really good. But wait, there's more! Yes, Akuma. As you can see in this, he now gets Raging Demon after a screw. In the new season, he'll be able to do this, but currently he is not able to do a Raging Demon from a screw attack. So I guess this will make his Rage Art far more useful than it used to be. Before, you kind of had to just throw it out and hope your opponent doesn't jump back and do a hop kick or something to avoid it. Now you can actually combo into it, which significantly increases its utility and increases its combo damage. Not that his combo damage necessarily needed it, but it's more useful. Alrighty, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for tuning in to part 1 of the Tekken 7 Season 3 trailer breakdown. Next time, on the next video, we are going to take a look at the 24 different images that we saw from the trailer, the collage that they had. So tune in next time. If you enjoyed this content, go ahead and comment, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, yada yada yada, you know all about that. I am Peter, and I am signing out. Take care, guys. Enjoy.